Before you give the soothing rhythm breathing audio a try, it can be helpful to understand the rationale behind giving it a go. So when we find ourselves stuck in perhaps that red circle, the threat circle, or the blue circle, the drive circle, there's a shortcut that we can use to connect with the green self-soothing circle. And that shortcut is taking control of our attention and our breathing. So the soothing rhythm breathing exercise talks you through a slowing down of your entire body, guided by the way you focus your attention and the way you breathe. So firstly, the way we focus our attention is incredibly powerful. So our minds are really running the show, and our bodies react to what our minds are focusing on. So for example, even if you're perfectly hydrated right now, if I start to describe to you a really dry, hot desert, where breathing is almost like drinking warm liquid, where the heat is all-consuming and your tongue and your mouth is dry, it's difficult to talk, difficult to swallow. If you're really picturing that heat, chances are you might start to feel a little bit thirsty. Or equally, if I start telling you about drinking a warm tuna thick shake, where there's this gluggy consistency, a strong seafood smell, I can feel myself reacting to it even as I describe it. When you picture that, disgust might come up for you and you feel it in your whole body. So what we choose to focus our attention on is really powerful. And in the case of the soothing rhythm breathing exercise, we're focusing on settling our minds and drawing our attention to the breath. So letting go, in that moment, just letting go of sadness of the past or anxieties about the future or worrying about whatever's bothering us, and just connecting with that moment and the breath in the moment. The second thing to focus on is how we breathe, because the way we breathe controls our entire body. So when we're nervous, our breathing starts to quicken and it becomes more shallow. And unfortunately, that type of breathing actually affects how efficiently our brain works. So when we are feeling panicky and we're breathing very shallowly and not getting enough breath, our mind might start to think a bit quicker and a bit more disorganized. It's difficult to think clearly. But if we can connect with that breath and turn it from a shallow, quick breath into a deep, slow breath, that allows our brains to clear a little, to think a little bit more clearly, and it encourages the entire body to relax. And these two things, the way we focus our attention and the way we regulate our breathing, can help us connect with that green self-soothing circle. One last important thing, you never train an army up in times of war. You train the army up in peacetime. So with this soothing rhythm breathing, it's really important to practice this skill at a time when you are feeling relatively calm and confident. And the more that you can practice it when you're feeling calm, the more it'll be something that you can readily draw on in times of stress or in times of war. So start small and practice that muscle like you would any other.